Every object tells a story, but some objects are forced to carry too much weight. Think about the last time you wanted to commemorate a milestone. Maybe it was a milestone wedding anniversary, a graduation, or a quiet tribute to someone you lost. You found the perfect keepsake, a beautiful silver ring, a solid oak memory box, or a delicate pendant. Then came the hard part. You had to choose the words to carve into it. There is a common trap we all fall into when designing a custom engraved gift. We want to say everything. We try to squeeze a lifetime of emotion, a favorite poem, or an entire inside joke onto a surface no bigger than a postage stamp. But in the world of personalized inscription engraving, trying to say everything usually means saying nothing at all. To understand why this matters, we have to look at the cold, hard reality of materials and space. When you work with custom laser engraving, your biggest enemy isn't the machine, it is overcrowding. The most stunning, timeless heirlooms are never the ones packed with lines of text. The pieces that get passed down through generations, the ones that sit on nightstands for decades, are almost always the simplest. Think about the physical space of a standard ring band or a small necklace charm. These tiny surfaces are built to hold a precise character count. When you force a long quote onto a small metal tag or a jewelry piece, you force the engraver to shrink the font. What looked beautiful on your massive computer screen suddenly arrives in the mail as an illegible blur. If you want to create a personalized keepsake gift that actually lasts, you need a smarter strategy. A great rule of thumb is to keep your core text under 8 words. In fact, the absolute best engravings use a sort of private language. Instead of a generic phrase pulled from popular culture, the most powerful inscriptions rely on precise emotional anchors. Take GPS coordinates, for example. To a stranger, a string of numbers like 40.7128 looks like a math problem. But to the person wearing the bracelet, those numbers map out the exact street corner where a life-changing proposal happened. The same rule applies to dates and initials. A wedding date written out in full or a set of initials paired with a clean, simple symbol carries an incredible amount of weight. It feels like a secret code shared between 2 people. These short phrases and markers age beautifully. They don't date the piece, and they don't become awkward or overly sentimental as the years roll by. But choosing the right words is only half the battle. You also have to match those words to the right material and placement. This is where many custom gift designs go wrong. Let's talk about placement strategy. If you are customizing a high-wear item like a wedding band or a daily bangle, where should the words go? An exterior engraving is beautiful, but it is constantly exposed to the elements. Over time, friction from daily life will soften the edges of the metal, creating a faded patina. For deep, permanent legibility, an interior engraving is the superior choice. Hiding the words on the inside protects the inscription from daily abrasion and turns the message into a private discovery every time the piece is worn. The material itself also dictates how your chosen font will look. Soft, classic metals like gold and sterling silver accept deep, flowing script exceptionally well. However, if you are engraving harder modern materials like stainless steel or titanium, block lettering or sans serif fonts are far more reliable. Clean block fonts retain their crisp legibility even at incredibly small sizes, making them perfect for coordinates, dates, and tiny pendants. If you are working with a larger surface area, like the lid of a custom wooden keepsake box, you have more freedom. You can explore longer text or more elaborate custom lettering. Even then, placing an inscription on the interior base of a box creates a powerful, intimate moment for the recipient every time they open it. Before any machine touches your item, there is one final checkpoint that determines the success of your project: the digital proof review. This is the moment where errors hide in plain sight. When you receive a digital proof from your engraving specialist, treat it like a legal contract. Production moves fast, and once the laser cuts into the material, there is no undo button. Transposed numbers in an anniversary date or a tiny typo in a name are incredibly easy to miss when you are staring at a bright smartphone screen. To proof your design like a professional, print the digital layout onto a physical piece of paper and hold it at arm's length. Read it through 3 separate times. The first time, check exclusively for spelling. The second time, focus entirely on the numbers and dates. On your final pass, look closely at the spacing and letter alignment. If you notice a tight spot where the text looks compressed, consolidate all of your notes into one clear message for your engraver. Clean, specific feedback prevents production delays and ensures the final physical product matches your creative vision. At the end of the day, custom engraved keepsakes are meant to outlive temporary design trends. They are permanent markers of our most meaningful human connections. If you are drafting an inscription right now, take a step back and look at your text. Try reading it aloud as if you were hearing it for the very first time, 10 years from today. If it still feels deeply personal, highly specific, and entirely unique to your story, then it is ready. If it feels crowded, try cutting the word count in half. What remains will almost always be the strongest, most enduring version of your message. Focus on precision, respect the constraints of the material, and you will create an irreplaceable treasure that truly stands the test of time.